to the lead service line work that needs to be done in the city. So it would include, let's see, they would pull together and compile all the data from the existing records into one place. That data you would be able to download that and as regular GIS data and use it however you see fit. But 120 Water has a specific system that is specialized for lead service line inventory and the lead and copper rule revision work. So as contractors would go out to verify the locations, the GPS locations of lead lines, or as they receive verification information from homeowners as to what the pipes are made out of or where they are located, that would be directly, well, maybe I should say directly, but that would be input into the system as well. So it's kind of like one place to house all that data as we dig through everything and find out where everything is. So it's just like what I want to say.
A centralized repository for that data, basically, and then you can just look at it and see where the lines are. But the reality of it is we can't populate that until we ground truth for the most part. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and ground truthing is not part of this.
It would be populated with the existing record, and then from what you have already, you can then add stuff as we verify things.
So we do already have this information available and could make it public facing, but right now, so I believe we may have it in a map through Eastern Shore Regional GIS Cooperative, but right now, all it would show is that all of our parcels have unknown metal. We don't know whether it's lead or not,
Gotcha.
or PVC or whatever, but we are able to provide GIS information through platforms that we have. This is just a specialized platform.
Right. So that's the answer.
So, if I'm correct from what I heard, one is just gonna do it through a GPS system, and the other is gonna do it however they're gonna do it and then put it on cloud base. You're gonna have the same information.
Yes, one is just tailored to presenting that information, where the other one is just more of a map like you would expect to see for
Okay, that's what it sounds like to me.
Okay, so, all right, so.
With
What
both
do you
of
think?
them. And you said there's a $12,000 yearly cost in the
It's
future.
proprietary.
So I
it's
guess after
proprietary
1
software.
year, if we need to keep that cloud base, we gotta come up with $12,000.
Right, we got to pay for it, yeah.
But with both of them providing the information for the lead line and the water meters, or just Davis, Warren, and Vidal, what about the 120 water? Would that include anything with the meters?
The information would be the same, yeah, the information would be the
Besides
same,
meters.
yeah.
Besides, but the meters wouldn't, the information about the meters wouldn't be included in the
120.
120.
Yes, BGNF would be the one firm providing the GPS locations for the water meters.
So there's no fee, there's no fee after the proposal of GPS, there's no fee the next year versus 120 water. Did I hear you right, Jen?
That's because we would be hosting the information within, either our maps with Eastern Shore Regional GIS or our iWorks maps or both of them. We would be hosting, and so that's why there would be no fee going to school.
Okay.
So they have their own database, pretty much, that they created to house the data, and that's what we would be licensing, I guess, if we were to go in that direction. Is that what I hear, Alexandria? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it would be like a license that, if we were trying to do it. But it sounds like you guys were pretty much okay with us just getting the mapping through the water meters. Is that what I hear? Are you okay with that now?
We got to do it
I think
anyhow,
that's what you
yeah.
want to
The
do.
reason why we're coming back to this, because we wanted to see the distinction of what one was versus the other.
Right, and that's what, that's what she's presenting for us tonight. Okay? You guys got some more questions, or?
No.
Questions? Okay, so, basically, right now, it's the question between Davis, Bourne, and Friedel versus 120 Water. Can I get a recommendation at this point?
I'd like
Make a motion?
to make a motion to give the bid to DB&F, just because the scope of work would include the water meters. Because the scope of work would include the water meters, which is important.
Okay,
All of the leaded service lines are important too, but if we're gonna have to outsource it after 120, with using 120, they'll have it.
kinda.
No.
Okay,
DBF.
all right, okay.
Even though it's more,
Yeah,
it would
okay.
make more sense.
All right, because you're looking for the mapping of the water meters. I think that's what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Great, motion carried. Thank you, guys. And I know it gets a little complicated.
Difficult, I know,
No, it was
but
good.
yes.
It was good, because I
Yeah.
want your questions to be answered, and you guys asked good questions, and I think they were able to answer them. We've done this is like the third time, so it was really good to be able to get through it. I think, when did we start this, Jen? Reminded me today, February or something. So, yeah, we wanted to kind of get through the process, but we wanted all of your questions answered. So thank you guys for that. Yep, and thank you, Alexandria, and all the work that you guys did. I know, Jennifer, it was a whole team that went through the process. So thank you very much for that. Okay, next on our agenda?
Southern Chrisfield Flood Mitigation
Yeah,
Plan.
she's gonna carry on.
Okay, so we're gonna keep Miss Alexandria with us, and she's gonna tell us, give us a recommendation for the bid for the Southern Chrisfield Flood Mitigation Plan Phase 1, which, yes, which basically, is our continuation of our flood mitigation project. As we were waiting for the funding to be returned from FEMA, we did not stop. We continued with the project, and this is where we have a part of the project that we would like to get started with while we wait for those funds to be returned to us. So that's what this is about, and so we're gonna let Ms. Alexandria explain that.
Thank you for that introduction, Mayor Taylor. So, as Mayor Taylor mentioned, this is the work that kept going while Rick was doing whatever it was doing with the federal government. So, this project is funded through state funds.
Can you speak up a little bit, Ms. Alexandria? I do apologize. Being on the screen, it's a little bit difficult to hear you.
Okay, is this better?
Yeah.
Okay, so this phase 1 of the Southern Crystal Flood Mitigation Plan project is funded through Maryland state funds. And so the scope of work includes a 30% design of the southern, like the full southern portion of the project, which includes preliminary design assessments, which can include wetland delineation, wetland assessment, geotech investigation, and determination of flood reduction benefits as they are deemed necessary, along with public outreach and engagement and planning activities, and the full design, permitting and construction of Gerald's Ditch wetland restoration area, which is 4.3 acres of wetland area that would be restored. The funding sources come from multiple sources. So we have about 1.9 million from the Maryland Department of Environment's Comprehensive Flood Management Program. And we have about 500,000 from MDEM Low Interest Resilient Maryland Revolving Loan Fund, and then 770,500 from Maryland DNR Grant Gateway for Chesapeake and Atlantic Coast Base Trust Fund, as well as 135,000 from the Nature Conservancy.
Do you know what that total is?
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Okay.
This
Is it the
just
next
a
slide?
total it is on one of the slides, but the total project budget is $3,249,990. And you can move to the next slide.
We're there. Thank you, Alexandria.
Okay,
Mhm.
sorry.
No, that's
Sorry
okay. I
about
know
that.
you can't see it. So yeah, we're there.
Okay, so we had 3 bidders for this RFP. We had Bayland, we had CDM Smith, and we had Roush. From the committee's review, we felt that Roush was not fully qualified and didn't necessarily have the expertise to take on such a large project. And so we went back to Bayland and CDM Smith for their best and final offers. These are what you see listed here. And the committee decided that CDM Smith was the best option based on their proposal's emphasis on an understanding of the communication and collaboration needs related to the permitting and the community engagement and the technical support that a small city like Pittsfield would need with limited staffing capacity and expertise for such a large and complex problem.
That's the next
Yeah,
slide, right? Can you go to the next slide?
Okay,
The next
you
one
can go
is,
to the next slide. I kind of just said what was on the next slide.
Yeah,
I also
yeah,
do
that's
wanna
right there.
mention-
Mhm.
I do want to make sure I mention that the funding would be contingent the award contract would be contingent upon funding agency approval. So through MDEM and MDE getting their approving of the city's choice of the contract.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Who's the committee, what committee? So, the committee, you said the committee
Right,
went
the
back,
review committee.
okay.
Yeah, the review committee. CDM, who was on the committee? It was Center for Watershed Protection, someone from the city,
Okay.
Who else?
And Davis Bona for now.
David and
Oh,
Jason.
okay,
Mhm.
okay, I didn't know.
So lots of engineers.
Yeah, engineers. So it was
Okay.
basically engineers who
Okay.
reviewed the engineering proposals. Because I can't.
Okay, and, I was just looking at the difference in pricing. And I just picked something that was higher, but,
Right.
I read somewhere that, CDM has more employees or something. Was that in there?
They do have a larger firm.
Okay. Then the other two, then Bayland and Roush.
Then Baylor. Yes. I think Roush
I'm
also.
familiar with Roush, I didn't know Roush was little.
Excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm a little under the weather tonight, but
Stay
voice and body.
Mm-hmm.
So could you explain that again between Bayland and CDM? I'm looking here at the overview, and it's like they both, something you said, I heard it and I didn't hear it right, that the reason why the recommendation went for CDM Smith, this is a $600,000 difference in the bid.
Yep.
And not that I'm, have a problem with wanting to go with the lesser bid, but it was something you said why you chose CDM versus, because both of them in the line items of the overview, they're both providing the same service.
Yes, they're both qualified and they are providing the same services. When reviewing CDM Smith's full proposal and their methodology, they included bi-weekly meetings with the city that they were going to lead, as well as community meetings. I'm just gonna read through the quote from the justification, is that we recommended their selection based on their proposal's emphasis on and their understanding of the communication and collaboration needs related to permitting, community engagement, and technical support, especially for a small city such as Pittsfield, which has limited staffing capacity to assist with some of those things, as well as expertise for carrying out such a large and complex project. And
So they're gonna hold our hand a little tighter.
A lot tighter. And I think if you look at the two where it says public outreach,
Yeah,
their public outreach was a lot
yeah,
different than that one, yeah.
okay.
It is,
Thank you.
I will
I
say it's a
understand.
bit lower, so
Outreach.
it doesn't, but it's also spread out differently.
Okay,
At the end of the day, it was because, yes, at the end of the day, because theirs was more about the preparation of the 30% design. There's a lot more there.
Yes, in terms of bringing the community into the design process and making sure that everyone understands what's going on.
Right.
So it's sort of like what I said before, we're getting more.
Speak up a little bit, I'm sorry.
Sort of like what I just said before, we're getting more because of the amount of money than
Right.
we'd get from Bayland and Roush. Does that make
I
sense?
think she's asking a question, so
What I'm
she's,
saying
Oh, I'm
is,
sorry.
because, and like he said, it's 600,000, what is it, six?
yes, about that.
600,000
Mhm.
difference, but I guess like I just said before, we're getting more than we'd get from Bayland and Roush, is what you're saying?
It's hard to quantify it as more. I just think that their outreach and engagement with the community and the city would be robust, a little bit more robust.
But where the real difference is in the preparation of the 30% design documents. That's where the real difference is that they've quoted here. So I know you don't have it in front of you exactly, but the difference between those two is where the real funding difference is. So that's what we want to make sure that, by saying, CDM Smith is the person to go with, we need to know that they're giving us something more for that amount of money, because that's where the big difference lies.
That's
So that's what
what she
we're
said.
looking at.
Plus
Yeah,
the
that's what we're
inspection
looking at.
is like $100,000.
A little bit more, yeah, and that one I can kind
And,
of see.
just, the email you sent earlier, that
Mhm.
had completely different numbers than what these are.
Yeah,
It
it
had
did,
completely different numbers?
yeah.
Did it have numbers
The email,
before the best and final
The
offer?
Bayland had, 143, this is 122. CDM Smith is little bit less than what was in the email.
So the best and final.
It sounds like the
And the-
numbers may have been before, I'm sorry, Councilman?
No, you're good,
Uh,
but they all three numbers are different.
So it sounds like that maybe accidentally the numbers in the document were the numbers before the best and final offer.
Okay.
Okay.
This is the best and final, I
This
wanna
is
make
the
sure that
best.
what we got is
Because,
the best and final.
yeah, the other ones,
Yeah.
the one in the email had about 400,000
No,
difference,
yeah,
now
it
it's
did.
about
It was
600,000 difference. And I mean, for us, that's a huge difference. Is there any way we can, like you say, the difference between the 618,000?
Right, that's, I mean, that's what we were
That's
really
almost,
looking
like,
for,
almost
right.
double.
Yeah, so that's what we're looking for. We're looking for where it says they're gonna do the preparation of 30% design documents. That's where the big difference is. So we need to understand why it's okay to, you know, why we need so much more in that area. Is there any help that we can get there from you guys?
Let's see, I think with regards to the permitting, that would,
No, it's not in permitting. The difference in the slide, I don't know if you have it in front of you, Alexandria,
I have 101.
and we may have to come back to this one like we had to come back to the other one, and I'm okay with that. But the engineers are in the room.
But I do want to point out that the first portion where it says preliminary design, and then you see 101 and 102.
Yes.
Correct, that's what you're seeing?
Yes.
Okay, so 101 and 102 fall under the preliminary design, which is the 30% design of the document.
Mhm.
And it also includes the public outreach and engagement that would be involved in producing the 30% design. So as I was saying, like, we're talking about raising roads and working with property owners to figure out the plan and explain to them what's going on and getting their permission for these things as part of the design and permitting process. For the 30% design, baked into that is also permitting, working with the different permitting agencies, and because it's such a large project, it's multiple agencies. And I think we can all imagine just how much back and forth and collaboration needs to go on to make sure that things work out and happen in a timely manner. And it will still take time. I believe CDM Smith estimated 20 to 24 months, and Bayland estimated 18 months. And then if we step down to the wetland implementation at Gerald's Ditch, it's not a separate project, but it's a separate project, if that makes a little bit of sense. And the Gerald's Ditch wetland implementation includes full engineering and design for those 4.3 acres of the wetlands that would be built and restored, as well as the permitting, bidding service for contractors, contracting, building the wetland restoration, as well as the inspection services. So by the end of the project, Gerald's Ditch wetland will be fully restored.
So,
Whereas by the end of the project, the rest of the project will just be a 30% design.
yeah, but actually what we see though, Alexandria, is we see that they're comparable. The wetland implementation is comparable. What is not comparable is the preparation of the 30% design documents. That's the place we've gotta go
Yeah.
to make sure that we understand why there's such a wide difference in their bids.
That's
So
what I don't understand.
right, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna ask you guys, and I know Jason, you're in here too, I don't know if you even remember, but as an engineer, that's a wide difference. So we need you guys to come back and explain to us why that difference is so wide. I think that's what I'm hearing from council. Is that what you guys are
And
asking?
plus, when we put the RFP out, there should be scope of work, wasn't there, like permitting required, this required, and that required? So basically, it's kind of same work, right?
It was, but it's probably their definition of what 30% is.
Okay.
That is my
okay.
guess.
Could have been the
So,
issue.
I mean, if we
Okay.
can get a better explanation, probably what that 30% is, then it would
Because it's
help.
double.
Because it's
So that's what we're
almost
looking
double.
at. We want to be able to make sure that it makes sense.
How far, 30%?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. It needs to make sense. So we're gonna ask you guys to look at that part again, and then we'll do what we have to do, because we want to make sure at the end of the day that we understand why there's such a wide difference in the, actual cost. Is that okay? That's what you guys are asking?
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's
it
like
is.
33% difference between 122 and 183.
It's, yeah,
I mean,
it's
128
significant,
and
no
Yeah,
question.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
That's all right.
6,000.
Okay, guys, so I think that makes sense.
Yeah,
All right?
600,000.
Well,
So-
it's in the preliminary design, that 30%, and as she just stated, 101 and 102 is a part of that, that preliminary design. You know, the public outreach and the engagement there, and of course, preparation of 30%, she just combined those two together. And one is 1,350,000 versus 800,000, when you combine them two numbers.
I understand what you're saying, yes,
Yeah.
because the other number
It's a lot of
for
money.
CDM Smith is
Yeah.
a lot lower for
Yeah.
public outreach, they only have 40,000. So I understand, it's a little bit less than, it's not the total 600 if you look at that whole preliminary design piece. So we do understand that, and that's a good point, thank you, Councilman Banks. But we do still need to know, there's still a difference, and we want to make sure it's a significant difference. We want to make sure we understand why that is.
I think, for me, to satisfy me in these two categories, looking at the scope of what both of them are doing, I know what they're saying, preparation of 30% of the design, the public outreach to engagement, but what's inside of that scope of work
Yeah.
Yes.
between the two companies, and I think we can make the
And
decision
why the
there.
big difference? I mean,
Because,
Yeah.
yeah, it sounds like to me, don't get me wrong, I'm in the contractor, at least I try to be. And, C.D. Smith is planted safe, and I can understand that. But at the same time, if we got apples and oranges and we're comparing to both and we're gonna get the same product,
Let's see, it makes sense, right?
yeah,
let's,
why
yeah.
pay more?
Right, and I think that's what Jason was alluding to, is that what is their definition of 30% design? And so we'll get that definition, we'll come back and we'll look at it again. And we'll, at the end of the day, we'll make sure we make a decision that makes sense. Are you guys good with that?
Yes.
I think
You
we should
you
do
good with that? Okay, Alexandria, would you help us out with that?
Yeah, of course, I'm a very good question.
Okay, I absolutely appreciate it, thank you so very much. Did you guys have any other questions for her?
Just one more thing, like the permitting, if we gotta get same permits for the work of scope, there is a huge difference between three cost on a permitting also. So is it a standard permitting fee, or is it add on by how much time they spend to get the permit?
What are you saying?
On a permitting, see how it's a huge difference between all
And
three.
then it's 12 year.
I mean, if we gotta get a permit, let's say to get a water hookup, if that's 2,500, is it still same work?
I don't
Or
think
is it
it's
all
just the
different?
fee, I think it's probably
It's
what
probably
they see
the-
goes into, yes,
Okay.
what it
I
goes
mean,
into getting
How much
to
work
that
they put
process.
in and all
Yeah.
that stuff. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that's what the difference is, understanding what they have to do to get to that place.
Because I mean, CDM is only 12,000
That's
for
why I said it's
permitting,
less.
Right.
and I'm like.
Probably
you know,
because
if
they
it's,
have a process that
They
they know
already
how to,
have,
a process for getting that done. I think they're working on a larger scope, but that's a good question as well. So we'll,
They could be putting that as part of the
30%
In the
design.
30%
some of that can be in
design
there.
part.
Okay.
okay.
Mhm.
Because of the
But it's good
familiarity,
question.
Everybody does a little different.
because of the familiarity with the community.
That too, yeah,
Yeah.
that too, yeah. So we think all those things may play a part.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, it's good for us to see what's going into it, so we get to make a decision that makes sense. So thank you guys very much for that. All right, and now we're gonna talk a little bit about our fire department match grant application. Jen, will you help us out with that one?
Sure. This one's probably pretty familiar. So we received,
Speak up a little bit, thank you, okay.
we received an earmark, which our senators and congressmen were very supportive of getting through for us, for a scope of work for a new fire station and emergency shelter that includes engineering and architectural feasibility, wetland mitigation costs, bid-ready design documents, final architectural plans, site preparation, and access road construction and installation of water, sewer, utilities, and other required infrastructure. So this is basically the planning stage of this project, but it does result in bid-ready documents, which, know, everyone likes the shovel-ready
Right.
projects, so
Absolutely.
that'll help get us to the final funding.
Mhm.
So the earmark was for about 1.3, and it requires a match of $452,500. So, we've looked at various sources for that, we've been here before asking for approval to apply. But, we have spoken with staff at DHCD, who encouraged us to apply for this. The grant is due August 6th, and we would be applying for the full match amount.
452, right.
Questions, guys?
We're looking for
Okay.
approval.
Yes, we're looking for approval to apply.
Okay. I make a motion that, for approval for applying to DHCH for the application of the match of this project.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you very much, Jennifer. Okay, and now we have our Army grant application. Ms. Collins. Okay.
See what you did? Hi, everyone. We're seeking approval to apply for the DHCD grant for Armory. As you know, we've done a lot with the Armory over the last few years, and yay, the mold remediation is complete. We got a letter, a certificate that it is mold-free, so we can actually go in. I've been in a couple times, and so a couple of us have gone in. So now, I just kind of listed some of the things that's already happened, and I'm not gonna read through all of them. Currently, Delmarva Veteran Builders is wrapping up by next week, and so that is kind of where we are with mold remediation. We have electrical going in, and that will be done.
That's a three-phase power.
Three-phase power, no, that's the next.
Okay.
We haven't gotten that in, but
Okay.
Delmarva Veteran Builders is putting in a electrical panel, and we
Okay.
have some HVAC that can
Okay.
keep, to make sure the mold doesn't come back. So we have some
Okay.
temporary,
Good.
not temporary,
Okay.
we can't keep using it going forward, so there are 2 5-ton units that are in
Okay.
place right now.
Okay.
And so they're making sure that's working right now. We have 5 dehumidifiers, and 2 of the dehumidifiers is down, and we're
Okay.
getting those back up. So by next week, that'll be good, so to keep it all mold-free.
Great.
So we can go to the next slide. What we want to do is apply for another $250,000. We have an in-kind that goes along with that. We're about $14,000 for our time with recording and permitting with the code guys, and the application is due August 6th, and we will continue with the phasing of the HVAC to make sure that we don't have, 250 won't cover the full thing. So we're trying to keep going with getting the HVAC all the way up, and also there is lead, so we're trying to do lead remediation as well.
As part of this
As part
funding?
of this, yes.
Okay.
So that is the request.
Okay, so we're in for a penny, in for a pound. We've been working on this for some time, and everybody has mixed reviews about where we're gonna go with the Armory. The interesting part is we had a Citizens Academy, which is really good, and they're also interested in being part of a committee to try to figure out what we can do with the Armory. They had some ideas and suggestions, and so I've had a lot of people that have ideas and suggestions. There's been a lot of funding that has been put into it, and we are gonna work to get a committee together to try to figure out what will be the best use of it. But right now, we cannot use it, even though we put a lot of money has been put into it. So we want to continue to get it into a place that we actually can use it, make it usable. So that's what this is all about. Council questions?
My question is, the funding, and it's been a while, I was here when we first started this, and as the mayor has just stated, there's mixed feelings, amongst council members about it. The funding that's already there, has that money been used up?
With the 3-phase power, we will have less than $100,000 left.
Okay.
And that would be, continuing with this, and so.
What was that total, Joyce, you remember?
We were granted $1 million over 4
years.
from Secretary Holt.
Right, 250 a year, something like that.
Yes, and that's why we
And then
pressed
we've
about
had
the
to apply.
250.
So
but
after this
We've been
HVAC
applying.
piece is done, you're saying we have 100,000?
No, that is, with everything we have going on right now, with the 3-phase power, with what we have already been granted, we still have about 90-some thousand left. Now, the 3-phase power, both Delmarva Power and Verizon gave us estimates. They said it could be a little more, a little less, so we wanted to keep a buffer there in case they come in and say, oh, instead of 8 poles, we need to do something, you know. So we have that. That does not include this portion here. This would be the next portion to continue with the work.
Okay, so the request for this grant is to maintain the mold
Yeah, to get it so that,
situation, right?
yes, to make sure that we have the proper, well, phasing towards the proper amount of HVAC that we would need to have it operational. Because,
Yeah, well, you know, as I said, there's mixed feelings. I didn't kind of like support this in the beginning, but then I voted on yes on some other things along the way. And at this point, we're in the middle of a rock and a hard place. We can't see, not see it through. At this point, it's $10 million almost in the
Yes.
project. So you can't not see it through, so we have no choice but to move forward and hopefully we'll figure it out budget-wise in case we can't get this additional grant money. Because it's gonna be another year and another year that you've got to keep this building up, you know, as far as the mold and mitigation and upkeep and et cetera. And we know that it's just not in, nowhere in the budget, right, Mayor? That you.
Not in this one.
Not in this one and probably not in the next one. But anyway, yeah, I'm clear what's happening.
Questions, guys?
No, for me, I can remember when the Armory wasn't used. And I think once we get through this process,
yeah.
it can bring some resources to the city.
Yeah, a lot of people.
So I'm in favor of,
Yeah.
if you want a motion, I can make a
Would
motion. I
you-
make a motion that you give permission to apply for the grant.
Okay, can I get a second?
Second.
Great. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Ms. Collins. We will continue to get the Armory to a position that we'd be able to use it, and we'd be excited when that happens. Folks, we're even talking about maybe you can skate in there, or have movies and skate, and I know
It's used for a lot,
that,
yeah.
so there's a lot of things that it could be used for. Hopefully, we can get to that point at some place, yes. Okay, and now we're gonna talk about a low-income housing initiative, Ms. Floyd. So welcome, yes, yes.
So, a lot of you probably know, we have been talking about this low housing income housing initiative probably for almost 2 years. I know I heard about it a little
been
more
a
than
while.
a year ago. Well, it's exciting. We're here. Project Progress, we have one home completed. It is up, it is finished, and it is beautiful. It is beautiful. Chrisville recently, the city demolished 6 homes, and they're ready for redevelopment. We had 2 additional project sites that were already ready for redevelopment, so we have a total of 8 homes. With that home being built, we're going to talk a little bit about it in a few seconds. We'll have 7 more left to build. We're going to have a home buyer seminar and open house scheduled for July the 18th, 2026. If it interests you or you know somebody that it may interest, tell them to sign up in advance. We want to make sure we have enough information for everybody, and they'll get more information. Next slide, please. Okay, project locations. The city is committed, and they have to be, right? We 8 locations. 329 Tyler Street. This is the actual house in the slide. It's the actual house outside, and like I said, the inside is beautiful. It's move-in ready. Actually, Lord's willing, we have someone that's moving in probably this fall. And they've been in the pipeline for a while now. So, you know, we'll see. 202 Larry Street is the next one up. And so, these houses, the rest of them are forthcoming. These houses are going to sell. Residents from Chrisville are going to be in these houses. If you know anybody, it could be you, who may be eligible to go into one of these houses. Come out to the home buyer seminar on July the 18th and get more information. But these are the locations.
So right now,
Yes.
okay, so right now, there is a house that's ready on Tower Street that we think that there's an applicant for.
Yes.
And I know the long-term recovery had been working on that as well. So the long-term recovery built that first house that's actually on Tower Street. And we actually provided them the land to build the house. And they built that house, and they were looking for someone to move into that house. And then once they're able to sell that house, they're able to take those proceeds and work on another house. So we were really excited about what their model is. But as Ms. Floyd just mentioned, we have other properties as well. So we've given a second property to the long-term recovery because they've already finished the first house, and they're going to plan to do a second house over on 202 Laird Street. So they actually have that property as one that the council agreed to donate to them. And so the other properties, we're looking to also have developers be interested in them as well. So we're going to be offering those as a request for proposal. We're going to put out so that developers that might be interested in putting an affordable house on any of those lots could do that. And so there's 2 on Chesapeake Avenue, 3 on Chesapeake Avenue. 308 West, 321, and 332 West Chesapeake. So it's 3 on Chesapeake Avenue. There's 1 on 9 North First Street, 30 Maryland Avenue, which is on the highway, and then Tyler Street. North First Street, where is that? That's off Chesapeake too? Okay.
Where's
It
the
is,
other one on
okay.
Tyler?
Oh, that's the one that was on the corner, okay.
Where's
Oh,
the,
okay.
where's the other one on Tyler Street?
It does not have a designated address, but it's the one where, Ole Morgan and Nisi used to live, that
Oh, that
lot
lot.
right there.
Oh, okay.
Yep, so we know where that lot is. The lot is towards the end of Tyler Street, close to Second, isn't that Second? Yeah,
Yes, on the
it's
end.
almost on the end of Tyler and Second, and it's a small lot there as well. So I just wanted these were lots that were donated to the city from the county. So they were donated from the county as part of a tax sale, and so we worked with DHCD to get the funding to level the ones that had derelict homes on them. And so once we did that, then we're looking for people to put a home up there. And so once they do that, then our goal is to try to transition folks. We consider it a low-income housing initiative, more like an affordable house, a starter home. And I think that's the term that Jennifer has used. It's a starter home for someone, but it would be affordable. And especially the first 2, because those are being done by the long-term recovery, and their labor is not that expensive. So they are able to offer the house at a very reasonable price, a very, very reasonable cost. So just wanted to clarify that for everybody.
Thank you. And also with 202 Laird with long-term recovery, the resident who signs an agreement for that home will be able to have input into the home. And so that's, I
Like
think
the
that's,
colors and the
Right.
schemes or whatever. Okay.
the design overall, I mean, I think that's great. That's great. And I confirmed that with Kim already.
Okay, okay, fantastic. Okay.
Next slide, please. So we're having a home buyer seminar and open house on July the 18th. It's going to be here at the Corbin Library from 10 to 12. We're going to have someone come talk about the Maryland Mortgage Program, the different finance options that a resident may have regarding their down payment. There's a home buyer's education course that is required. What I would say is, don't give up on your dream. If you really want to be a part of this initiative, the starter homes, come out to the seminar. Call City Hall and ask for extension 17, Jennifer Floyd, and so we know you're coming. And you're going to get a lot of good information. We have applicants who are going to share their testimony about how they've gone on this journey. It's going to be exciting. Also, after the home buyer seminar piece, we're going to have an open house in 329 Tyler Street. So I'm going to actually take people over there so you can get a feel for the space and feel for what it looks like. This is a brand new home. It smells new when you walk in. It smells new when you walk in. And so I think it's exciting. I'm excited for Chrisfield. I'm excited for the, look, I've spoken to some of the interested residents for the starter homes. They're excited. They're interested. They want it. And the only thing I can say, if you're committed, because there's a process that you have to follow. If you're committed to the process, and you won't be alone. The city of Chrisfield is here to help you. I'm here to help you. Our office is here to help you, so you won't be going through the process alone. And,
I think it's really good too, I mean, because for what we want people to keep in mind, don't be discouraged. A lot of people will be like, maybe my credit isn't right yet. Well, think about it this way, the home isn't built yet. So there's time to go ahead and get everything in order that you need to get in order. So if this is something that you're interested in, the time is there because we'll be building 8 houses. So you have time to start that process down.
and we're gonna talk
That's
about
what we're
that,
about.
at the home buyer seminar, how to get your credit straight, and what you need to do to move in. But as you're aware, Charlie, there's 8 houses, now 7.
Right.
So let's say on the list I was looking at, it was more than 7 people. More than 7 people were interested in that house. And so we're gonna have a process in place, and it'll be just like going out to buy a regular house. You'll sign an agreement of commitment. So 2 people won't qualify at the same time and be fighting for the same house. Because we're gonna have an agreement with the person that signed first, right? So,
Absolutely.
next
Thank
slide. Are there any questions?
Questions, council? Questions?
No, good, thank you.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
we're
yeah,
excited
I do
about it.
have one question. I did hear that, I know we've given long-term recovery the second one, but then we got, the mayor and I had talked about it, the RFP program for the contractors. Have we worked on that?
We have, I spoke to Jen today. We have a draft RFP and it should be ready this month.
And get it out as soon as possible.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Okey dokey.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, Ms. Morgan, you're up for our audit extension. Tell us about it, what we need to do.
So currently, our contract ends with PKS, our audit firm that was approved with resolution number 465 that did 4 years at a time. We are, at the end of that, they will do the audit for the end of this fiscal year, June of 2026. The reason we bring it to you so early, we don't wait until it's time to do it, is because we consult with them and the team all year long, not
Oh, yeah.
just at audit time. And we seek advice from them all year long. So, I am bringing to you tonight Resolution 501 to request, extension for their services for 3 more years, and gives the mayor the power to negotiate the fees to go with their annual contracts. And I've spoken with, PKS, and the wording of our negotiations fits fine with how
You
they
did
do
talk to
their-
them about.
Yes,
Good.
and with
Okay.
how they do their service agreement with us every year. Yes, I did.
Okay, good.
So I present ordinance number 501, a resolution, the mayor and council of the city of Chrisfield, whereas the city of Chrisfield has a contract for the audit services with PKS and Company, and whereas the city would like to extend those terms to PKS and Company to include fiscal years 2027, 28, and 29, and have the ability to negotiate the fee set for services rendered. Now therefore be it resolved by the mayor and city council that the mayor is empowered to negotiate the fees and execute the agreement with PKS in the amount not to exceed each year as set forth in the proposal, that this resolution is hereby adopted on the date of its execution, as witness our hands and sealed the 8th day of July, 2026.
Okay, so this is a resolution that was in place before. I think the wording has not changed, is that right?
The
So
only
it
thing
was-
changed in the wording is that it gives you the power to negotiate as
Right.
mayor, that fee.
Yeah, as opposed to us just accepting what they
Right.
have written,
That's
because
right.
that was my one question, you know.
Yes.
I wanted to make sure that the fees were fair market value and that the fees were reasonable. And so that's a conversation that we have with them, as opposed to just accepting the fee that they send to us.
Yes, and
We
the
want to make sure it made
engagement,
sense.
their engagement letters get updated every year prior to their work.
All right, so this is how it has traditionally worked. It's been a 3-year agreement, and because we have used their services, and as Joyce mentioned, we use them all year long for financial related questions as to where the city stands financially. So we wanted to continue their services. You guys have any questions? Okay. Can I get a motion?
Motion to approve resolution 501.
Second.
Works. All in favor?
Aye.
In favor?
Yes, aye.
Okay. Motion carried. Thank you guys very much. Okay, so then I'll go ahead and I'll sign my portion tonight. And we'll keep moving with that. Okay. And, Mr. Moore, you're gonna come and give us some updates. I had a couple of questions that I needed you to help fill me in on.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
I'll do what I
thank
can.
you.
I think the main reason was the wastewater treatment operations RFP is on the street.
You did get
Yes.
released. Fantastic.
Yeah,
Okay.
Jackie got in an email in the marketplace. I've
Okay.
already had several phone calls.
Oh, okay.
Couple, one particular operator that I have worked with in the past.
Okay.
And I'm passing it out to the other third-party operators that I know that would be interested. So there's some interest. I have reminded everybody there's a mandatory pre-bid on July 22nd. And then we'll see who's really interested.
Fantastic. Okay, definitely appreciate that. So that RFP was released for O&M. So that was to make sure that we have a qualified O&M contractor who could manage the plant. Looking at,
A licensed operator
Yes.
who would operate and maintain the plant properly. You would still own everything. Everything would still go through you for approvals, but someone to better operate and maintain the plant.
to keep it in compliance and
Keep it in
operational. Yeah,
compliance.
okay. Fantastic. So guys, we want you to be aware that RFP, we've been talking about putting it out for some time. That RFP has hit the street, and when is the deadline for it?
The mandatory pre-bid, I believe, is July 22nd.
Okay,
So if they're interested, they have to be at that meeting where we'll talk about it and do site visits. And then the actual submission of their bids,
couple weeks
early
later?
August. I
Yeah, something like
believe.
that.
I think it's like, it's right before or just before a council meeting. We hope to be able to
Okay.
present something at the next council meeting.
Okay. Fantastic. All right, thank you very much for that.
Anything else?
Yes. Tell me what's going on with the Cove and Rubber Set.
We had a
What's
progress
happening?
meeting today, everything's moving well. What the contractor's been doing a lot lately within the last month has been installing the sheet piles for the wet well, it's 20 feet deep, so you can't just dig a hole. So you'll see some extremely large metal sheets. So that basically, it's like a bulkhead. It's the best
Okay.
way to phrase it. It confines the area to keep water from getting in, allows them to excavate, do what they need to for the wet well. The plan right now is everything goes according to schedule. Cove Street will be 90% complete by the end of next month, or within the month, by that time our
Okay.
next progress meeting.
That's great.
90% is basically all the structures, all the mechanical, probably some electrical and site work to get done, and then they'll immediately jump over to rubber set, more to work to do at rubber set, with the line across 413. But as of now, their schedule still shows them being completed in October.
And that's huge for us, because where we have a lot of our problems are Cove Street. So
Yes.
I was really happy that they decided to start there,
Yes.
as opposed to starting with Rubber Set. So,
And there are some, we've redone some valving and some stuff for the backup for the emergency pump, so if the pump did go out like it has been, there's some additional valving and piping that they installed upon our request and working with them to avoid any future overflows between now and the time the pump station comes on.
well, good.
So
Okay,
hopefully-
yeah, that's
hopefully
good to
that will
hear.
take care of some stuff.
Okay, yeah, I'm definitely excited about that. And then we have, the other one that needs replacing, Jersey?
Jersey
Mhm,
Island?
yeah, where are we
Yes.
with that?
I have all the necessary permits except for MDE. It's not necessarily design related question, just more red tape funding related items that we're trying to work through. Had a long conversation with Jen and Jackie today, and I am recommending that we go out to bid next week, or get it in the paper next week. I forwarded Andrew the contract documents to take a look at, get his opinion, to make sure everything's good. It should be, we're using the same contract documents we did for Cove and Rubber Set.
Okay.
But we can go out to bid without a construction permit, we just can't construct. But I do anticipate hopefully getting that construction permit within the month.
Okay, so you have that.
Yeah, I'd say that was.
That was my question, but you answered it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I had a long discussion with the reviewer last week, spent the day with him, and again, it's not design-related questions, it's funding, it's the red tape associated with the funding. That's issues.
Thank you very much. I know we got our sand filter in, did we get those issues resolved?
Not yet, no ma'am.
We still have some,
We made some I had John McGee, our operator, come down and look at it with DJ,
okay.
made some recommendations. DJ said he tried them, they didn't work. So we gotta look at some other recommendations for what's going on. Basically what's going on, we believe there's an air bubble. That's the best way to phrase it. There's an air bubble on because when the water goes in, one of the three filters the water does not fill up like it's supposed to. It fills up more than the others two. It should be evenly distributed and it's not. So we're trying to figure out if something's clogged, if there's just a big air bubble down there, we gotta work its way out. We're still working on that.
Keep me posted.
Yes,
Yeah, absolutely want to know. Council, questions for Jason? Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely appreciate it. And good luck next week. Is that when you're traveling?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. All right. Oh, we're getting there. Mr. Fowler's here tonight.
Not quite.
He's grown a little, right? He's gotten a little taller. Thank you, Brandon. He did explain to me that he had something he needed to take care of, so he wasn't able to be here tonight, and that you would bring me up to speed on bring us all up to speed on the things that are happening with Public Works. What you got?
Yeah, so, first thing you wanted me to go over is the ditch project. So Alfred, who's been helping us, has cleared the ditch out over by the basketball courts on Charlotte Avenue over to 4th Street.
Do we know what that'll help us with?
As far as the cleaning out the ditches, it should help with some of the flooding issues.
The drainage that's over that way. So it's the ditch over by the basketball courts?
Yep.
Just behind it.
Charlotte Avenue across the street
Behind the
from the basketball
Behind
courts?
it, yeah.
Oh, behind the
Goes up
basketball
to the
courts.
school,
Mhm.
right?
Towards,
Come towards
towards 4th
the
Street.
marina? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, as far as the speed humps go, he's supposed to get with Chief Lee and figure out the exact placement for that. They are in, we have them, so it's just.
We've had them, so Chief, you guys know where they're going?
We're gonna start with Somerset,
Right.
school, do one at a time. I had the measurements for all the apparatus from the fire department and the ambulance to make sure that they fit.
That can get
without.
through.
But also, we're gonna bring them out there that day, just so we can get a track width on
To
them.
make sure.
I can put the optic spray paint down. And we wanted kind of the way, we wanted to, this is good timing because school is out.
Right.
It's the best time to put these speed
Right.
bumps in. But we'll start with that, see how it goes, and then from there, the next place I'd like to target is Main Street, right by City Hall, where we have the second most pedestrian traffic, the Dow Jones.
Oh, okay, all right.
There's where the
Cars
two main-
speeding through?
Yes, where you have
Right.
pedestrian traffic is where you want to target. That's where
Okay.
you want to be preventing the speed.
Okay, well, thank you. All right, so I know they're here. I'm
Yeah.
excited to see them go down. All right, good.
And as far as the grass goes and everything, of course,
Yes.
if it rains and there's sunshine, we're always cutting grass. Schultz has been helping us currently with the curb situation, and as a more permanent solution, he's gonna send me to school to get my applicator's license, so that they won't get out of control like they did this year.
So he did tell me that as far as the classes are concerned, that you can do the classes themselves online.
Yes.
So you're going to be taking the online class so we can get spraying. Because
Yeah.
what we found out is that, and I know that this was a concern for a lot of people, including myself, is that we had grass that was growing up through the curbs.
Right.
So we did not have the ability to spray
Right.
because we didn't have that license.
Correct.
And then we reached out to other contractors, they didn't have it either.
Right.
So that made it difficult for us. But we found out that we can take that class online, and you will be the person I was told
Yes,
is going to take that class online. And then, but you have to go and take the test, otherwise
Right.
we have to pay for it, right?
Yeah,
Is that-
you either pay for it and do it online, or I go to one of the agriculture spots like in Annapolis and I take it in person.
Well, then we'd have to pay you to go across the bridge.
Right.
So-
Yeah. It'd be like one or the other.
Yeah, and it'd be your
Yeah.
choice, but yeah, you might want to take it online, either way. So I don't know how long that takes, to get through the courses, I don't know how much it is, but what I said is that we will support you through that. You just let us know what we need to do, so we can get that done as soon as possible.
Yeah, well, I've
It'll
got
make a
the
big
email to start the process, and I start that tonight.
Okay. I had a conversation with Brian as we rode around the town, and he said that us having the ability to spray again
Mhm.
will be like a game changer for us. It'll be
Yeah.
a big deal.
It's a more
So,
permanent solution as opposed to just as they grow, like, you take
Trying
care
to
of one
keep up.
street, and then you go to another street, by the time you're done the other long street, the other streets grow back up.
Yeah,
So this is a more permanent solution.
okay, really good. All right, councilors, you guys have questions for Brandon?
No, I don't, but I want to speak to the grass and the sidewalks and the curbs, because, I've had a couple of phone calls in regards to it, and I explained that it was something that it was priority and we were working on it. But I also shared something, and I'm saying it for the record, I think Joyce can back me up, there were summer programs that we used to have, and the youth would come, the school provided grants for these summer kids to come in, and they worked for the city, and this was some of the items that was on the agenda of the work that they did. And so we haven't had that in several years, am I right, Joyce?
That's right. They were summer youth workers paid by the city, and that was their only job, was
Yep.
the sidewalks and the curbs.
I can
Right.
tell you firsthand, I did that same program, but for Summers Cove Marina, the Votech school,
Yeah,
and they gives kids like their first job,
yeah.
puts them in the work field, and it's a nice program, so it's good to take advantage.
So next year, maybe if some funds open up, grants open up for it, we can consider that.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, and we do understand, we feel the same way as far as getting that done, and one of the things that we did do,
You want to
just
get
for
it
the,
done.
well, even just for the public, what we did do is we've asked Schultz to help us in the interim as well. So he's been doing some of it, and I know he went to Somerset Avenue, parts of Chesapeake Avenue, and some of those things. So, while we're getting our license back, and while we're trying to get our guys out there to weed, he's also weeding to help us as well. So, we do understand that that's a concern. It's been a concern of all of ours. And that's why I explained about the fact that we did not have that license anymore, and it will be a big deal once we get it again.
Absolutely.
So, thank you guys. I know, we've been shorthanded and short-staffed, and you guys have been, out there really trying, so thank you for that. Any questions, guys? All right, thank you, Brandon. Appreciate you. Okay, all right, guys, well, we made it. All right.
Just a couple things. I don't want to.
Public input, yes. Well, just say your name again for me.
Leslie Label.
Mhm.
We've taken apple cider vinegar and just put it down on the weeds. They're gone. That's what Mark does. You can take apple cider vinegar, water, and Dawn dishwashing liquid. That all works to kill weeds. That's what we do, folks. 'Cause we have
I need no
pets, so-
certification for that.
Well, yeah.
You still need your license if
Oh
you're,
my gosh,
yeah.
we did that in our own yard. We
Well,
have to pay for the
here's-
sidewalk, right? So
but-
it's ours.
Right.
Right, and actually, thank you, Leslie, but what Brian said to me today is that homeowners don't need a license.
Correct.
So, but
Correct.
city does, so you're right, homeowners can do that, unfortunately, we as a city can't do that. So, any homeowner that, can go out there and spray some, what is it, vinegar and,
Apple cider vinegar, a little bit of Dawn dishwashing liquid,
Yeah.
and water to dilute it so it's not so
Okay.
strong smelling. But yeah, that works.
yeah.
And the other thing is, can we have a day that we can beautify the city where we can all kind of clean up, maybe help pressure wash or do something? Can we do that?
We'll definitely take that, under advisement, that, I've heard that from some other folks, so we just need to figure out exactly what we want to do, on that specific day. But yes, a few residents have asked to have a cleanup day, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, just
Beautification
have a
day?
cleanup day, because we're
Yeah.
getting we need to clean up a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
one
so
more
I
thing.
think we did a couple of riding around to see where issues are, but I think the issues are more the grass, that we didn't find like trash, so much as we did grass and things like that. We wanna do the curb paintings again, and we wanna do curb painting and all of that, but
Pressure washing?
yes,
Yes. Dirt, grime, yeah.
thank you.
The other thing is on the loan side, I have a diploma in banking, as you know, and I did loans, and I was a loan secretary and processed all that paperwork. So thank you for this thing. Not everybody qualifies. It doesn't mean that they're low income, it just means they make a certain income, they qualify for this price of the house. And to get a brand new house, that's awesome. And if some of your young people starting out, this is gonna be a wonderful program for them. Thank you guys for doing this. It's, wow, it's wonderful.
Thank you. And we, it's needed because we get a lot of housing requests, just people need a place to
Well,
live.
think about the prices of houses. We were just over at St. Mary's County. 800,000 is the average house price over there. It's outrageous out there. Your young people just starting out cannot afford these houses. So, yep.
And thank you, absolutely. Any other public input? Anyone else? Okay, all right, guys, we're gonna walk through this as quickly as possible. It's 7:19. Council comments, we'll start. Councilman Patel, what you got for us?
Nothing, just asking people to, once again, stop throwing trash everywhere, please, because it always creates trash almost everywhere. There was a 6-year-old kid, Phoenix, he went to the Wellington Beach and cleaned up, so hopefully some of you will learn from it, I'm hoping. And with soil staff, Brandon and they are trying to take care of the curbs and all that grass. But I believe you only have 2 people right now.
Pretty much, yeah, 2 to 3 people,
2 to 3
depending.
people,
It's
so
a staffing issue.
They
Yeah.
are trying their best.
Yeah.
So, and maybe if somebody is, instead of being keyboard warrior, go ahead and probably fill up that application to work and start.
It can be pretty demoralizing dumping the trash and then coming back.
And it's like you guys gotta pick up the trash, then
Yeah, somebody's
grass
house
grows,
trash is in
then
there.
grass grows and you get complaint about the grass.
Mhm.
Try to cut the grass, you get complaint about the trash, so it's,
Yeah.
so help us out to make Criswell better, and that's it from me.
Thank you, absolutely, thank you. Councilwoman Johnson.
First, I want to say thank you all for all that you do. I tell people all the time that the people that are behind the scene make us look good. Seriously. But I wanted to bring up that Main Street, July the 17th is the date. I think Val, you said that calendar is clear for Main Street, our Main Street meeting. Do you have that on? I think it is. And it's 11 o'clock. The problem I'm having is trying to keep a form. No, why did I say 17th? I'm wrong, 14th. So
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, 14th, I'm sorry, Val, no wonder we look
Okay,
at
what
you.
time is it, do you know?
11,
Yeah, that's fine.
okay,
That's
yes.
fine.
And what I usually do is I rotate, like in August, it'll be in the evening, because everybody has
okay.
different schedules, yeah. I just can't get everybody here, so I'm hoping that we'll have a forum and have some additional people that want to join. And I will bring that list to council. I'm sorry I don't have it tonight.
That's fine.
But I will bring that list of the additional new names to have approval.
Sure.
And I also wanted to mention in my comments, Ms. Collins, did you had something that I needed for you to mention about the Main Street application? That's,
The Main Street application is due August 11th. I've been working on it, and I had just, there's a different application. They
yeah,
have updated it and changed, so I wanted to meet with you and go through a couple things.
okay.
So, but that
Because
was-
it seems like, we've been lingering for a while and we need to get that out, Okay.
Yep, it's due August 6th, so we are working towards getting that. We're working on, Jen and I were talking about letters of support and stuff that's needed, and also some maps that are needed to go along with the application.
Thank you for that. I didn't add that to the agenda. I just decided to let her mention that during my comments. And that's all I had for tonight.
And that's okay.
Actions. Oh, I can't believe I forgot
That's
this.
okay.
And look, I've been sitting up here typing, Francis, Investors Day is Monday, July the 13th. We have a lot of people coming to town, so the town will be busy. And we're hoping that they'll look in some of our stores and shops and buy gas and all that good stuff. So that will be, we'll start it at the library. We'll have a small presentation. We're gonna do a cruise with Stephen Thomas around some areas of town where you can get. Then we'll go back and have lunch, and after lunch, we're gonna take a tour of some of the areas in town, and they are going up to Westover near the golf course, et cetera, et cetera. But that's just to let people know where things are in the proximity of the area versus Chrisfield, because I did ask them that there. So, like I said, Investors Day is Monday, and if you see a lot of people in town and see us running all around everywhere, that's why.
Thank
We
you.
hope it'll be productive for the town that day. We'll have like maybe 100. We sent out 250 invitations. I think we might have got back 50, 60, maybe a little more. Some,
Okay.
yeah, I do know right now, but the thing about that is, even though they RSVP'd last year, we still had people show up, we had people show up more, so that's why I say, you'll see it, it'll be busy Monday, so.
Thank you.
I don't know if it'll be 250, but it'll be people. Anybody that comes to Chrisville, I'm glad, I don't care how many it is. That's it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Councilman Banks?
Yes, just to thank all the department heads again for the work that they do, and our staff, city staff that works for the city of Chrisville. Yeah, I do have one update, and that update is we have been working with Design Collective, who is designing downtown City Dock, the venue, entertainment slash what it already is, where you can go and relax and enjoy yourself. And so the mayor and council have reviewed, gave a presentation of the 3 designs that it was inside the RFP of the contractor. And we have come to a consensus with one that I think we like, and we will be sharing that pretty soon, right, Mayor?
Yeah.
Real soon. So I'm excited about it. It's definitely an uplift for our downtown area, and I think our citizens as well as our visitors will appreciate what will take place there once we can find all the money to make it happen.
Yeah, that's the key. Absolutely.
But I'm excited about it, really. It's a wow. It's a big difference. So we wanted to update you there. And so it's been a long haul, but that's what it takes sometimes to get it right.
Thank you. You good?
I'm good.
All right, well, thank you. And then finally, I don't have very much tonight either, but I want to thank everybody for everything that you do. You guys are the ones who keep things running, and thank you. We know that there's some challenges that we have, but I think we've got plans in place to meet those challenges, and I'm excited about seeing that happen. I was here last night, was this Wednesday? Yeah, for the Citizens Academy, and it was fabulous. And so a shout out to Mr. Fabian, who put together that whole agenda, and I think it went off very well. We had at least 17.
Job.
It was great. We had 19 that actually showed up last night for the Citizens Academy, which was really good. And then we had council who did come in to share with them as well. So I thought it was great. That was their introduction, just an overview of the city. And then it's every other Tuesday.
Yes, ma'am.
And the next one is going to be
July 21st, and we're gonna go head over to we're gonna meet at the City Hall, in front of the City Hall, and then we're gonna walk on over to the shop, the Public Works shop.
So Public Works is up for the next Tuesday, so, and then each Tuesday will be at a different department. And we're grateful to the 250 Academy. They're the ones who gave us the money, so that there was a whole initiative through the state for Maryland to do that. And they've given us the funding to be able to do this Citizens Academy. And we're hoping it goes well, because, I mean, it was really great to hear all the stories last night and why people were doing this. And so if we can keep it going, then it's a way to educate the community on how the city actually works. And then, encourage them to get involved in city government as well. So I thought that was excellent, and I appreciated all that effort. And then finally, the same thing I think Councilman Patel mentioned, I've seen the story or heard the story about the young man at the beach. We're going to try to invite him. Hopefully the next time we want to thank him for what he did. And the Neighborhood Watch also would like to thank him. So we're going to see if we can get him to come out to the next council meeting. But just want to thank him and his parents for encouraging him to do something so positive to help our community. We are so grateful as a city. And that's what it takes. It's one thing to complain about all the issues. It's another thing to get out there and try to help. So we thank him just for that initiative. It sets a wonderful example for the rest of us. And with that,
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful evening. We're good. Ah!